What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol TWTR for Twitter Inc. On the left-hand side, we have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First things first, this will, of course, be an update. You can see some of our daily levels are still in play here. The next thing I would really advise, or want you to pay attention to, rather, is that support trend line that we've just drawn in. You can go ahead and do that on Thinkorswim. So here we go. Just getting some of these touches in here, and notice that we're threatening to break it, to be quite frank with you. And honestly, I would start to look at this as being overwhelmingly a big bearish pennant pattern, right? So we would look for that to resolve lower from a technical perspective. Let's just quickly, for the fun of it, take out the Fibonacci's from the high all the way down to the low. And yeah, most certainly all of this consolidation and price acceptance is well underneath your 38.2, which would be a bearish indication, right? So from that perspective, the chart does look fairly bullish. Now, it's not to say that you're just immediately jump on this and short it looking for like $30, but we know that we have some levels to be paying attention to. First one, quite clearly, the support trend line. If we take a closer look at the 30-minute intraday time frame, what you'll notice is that we did get a bear flag into the end of the day. Sure, there was a bit of a pop higher and some volatility in there, but ultimately, we did close and accept relatively low during or on today's session. So coming in with the fibs on the smaller time frame, we're just going to come in from the high of the wick there down to the lows from in here. And again, if you just look at this as a bear flag, it's well underneath your 38.2, another bearish indication. So we would expect that support trend line to break down, in which case our target would simply be, again, don't get overly aggressive unless we start seeing, more volume pick up. But oops, let's get there we go. Our first target is just a move to the bottom of the triangle, right? And it's not going to be a perfect triangle. I get no point on that side, but you get the gist, right? There's kind of that triangular shape right in here. You look for the break of the support line to get you to the base of the overall pennant pattern, which we know is 40.77. That's the bear trade here inside of Twitter. If it is going to turn around, I would just expect further consolidation inside of the triangle. And by triangle, I mean a different one this time. So we'll go back to auto. I'll scrunch it up so we can see here. And the triangle I'm referring to this time is this kind of ascending triangle, right? If we support and we do something like this, further consolidation, eventually there's possibility, it's not a guarantee, but there's possibility that there is a breakout up and over roughly 45. Again, based on the trend and what we're seeing from that daily perspective, which we pointed out earlier in the video, I don't see it as a likely scenario. We do know that we're in a fairly bearish context here, but it's just one additional pattern to be keeping an eye on. The daily certainly would suggest that this is starting to turn into a bit of a pressure cooker top. So any subsequent tests, maybe be on the lookout for something like this. But again, it wouldn't be my first thought here inside of Twitter. The first thought would be a breakdown of the support trend line takes us to 40.77, and underneath that, that's where we can start to look for targets underneath. And what's it going to be? We're going to have to grab more time here, then I'll send you on your way. We'll go out to a weekly just to see what else we have underneath us. And the level that really catches my attention would be, let's grab the other tool, try that again, this one right from in here, okay? The reason that is going to catch my eye is because we had prior resistance for 2 weeks, a week's worth of resistance here, resistance, then once broken, it did offer support for about 3 weeks in there. That's closer to 36.33. So that's ultimately the downside target if this weekly, you can even look at it from this perspective, bearish pennant does start to unfold to the downside. That's what we're going to be watching out for. So if you enjoyed the video today or learned anything new, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description. And all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.